Okay, today we're going to show different ways to find the volume of composite figures. The first thing you need to do is open your book to page 46. And remember, you can pause this while you're getting things ready. So on the first figure, it's composed of two separate squares. There are two places you can break this. I'm going to first break it right here. Okay, now I need to look for the across number for figure A. This is A and this is B. I'm going to put volume of A equals blank times blank times blank, and you should be writing this down with me as I'm writing it down. Volume of B equals blank times blank times blank. I look at this figure A and I see the across is 7. I write that down. I see the diagonal right here. It doesn't tell me what it is, but all the diagonals are the same amount. And I can see 2 feet right here. Sorry about that. Okay, so we found the diagonal here. It's 2 feet. All of these diagonals are the same amount. So that diagonal is 2. Okay, so that one was 2 across, 2 back. Oh, wait a minute. I was doing the up next. And 5 feet up. So 7 times 2 times 5 is 70. That section equals 70. 2 times 5 is 10 times 7. 7 times 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10, and 7 times 10 is 70. That was figure A. Now I'm going to look at figure B. If this is 5 feet, that part right there needs this part right here. Something plus 5 equals 7. Think about that for a minute. So, my question was, if this is 5 feet and the total amount is 7 feet, what is the leftover part I need? 2. Okay, now here's another problem. I know this is 5 and this whole thing is 7. I need to find out how much is left over for this. 5 plus something equals 7. That is 2. Now I can find this box. It is 2 by 2 by 2. And 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. The total is 78. That is one way to do this. I'm going to show you the other way to do this. Please make sure you've recorded it. Okay, last time I drew the line right here. Now I'm going to draw the line straight up and down. You can't really do that in your book, but I'm going to show you that you could have done it 2 ways. So all I want you to do is pay attention to this part. Now, this is going to be A and this is going to be B. But do you see how that line cuts through this 7 now? So that is not 7 feet. This one right here shows you that this part is 5. This part is 2. 5 plus 2 equals a total of 7. So my volume of A equals 5 for the across times 5 up. I did up instead of diagonal. Hold on. I always do diagonal. So 5 times 2 times 5 up. And 5 times 2 is 10 times 5 equals 50. Now let's do the volume of B on this figure. I know it's 2 across, it is 2 back, and it is 7 total up. 7 times 2 is 14, is 28. If you notice, I'm going to add those two, and they both equaled the same amount. Because it doesn't matter how you cut it, you're going to have the same amount. I'm going to pause it for a minute to answer questions. Okay, now let's look at figure 1. There are 2 different ways I could slice it. I could break it this way, or I could break it that way. I'm going to do both ways, but I'm going to start with the one that I think is more obvious.
They're the same thing. The same thing. Well, yeah, we could have just done the other one on the.
Okay, when I planned my lesson, I knew I had to show you this 2 separate ways, and then I didn't pay attention to it being the same both times. So we just did them both the same way anyhow. But let's look at this one on B. Okay? Thank you, my class, for pointing out it was the same one. See, when I plan my lessons, I literally know what I'm teaching and then forget, Okay, so there are 2 places I could break this one. I could break it here, or I could break it here. You're going to get the same answer no matter where you break it. So I'm going to start today with breaking it this way. And I'm actually going to draw my line all the way across like that. So please do that right now. And I want you to write volume of A equals blank times blank times blank, and volume of B equals blank times blank times blank. And I'm going to label them A and B. You have to label your boxes so you can see which one is which. Okay, I'm going to go to the across. Across is a straight line across, and 9 isn't broken up anywhere, so I know the full length of that figure is 9. Now I need to look for a diagonal. I see a diagonal here. I want to show you something pretty cool. My diagonal here is the same as the diagonal here, and it's same as the diagonal here. All of those diagonals are all 7. They're all the same amount. So when I'm looking for the back for this one, yeah, I had to look down here, but they're the same amount. So my back is 7. Now I want to look for the up. Now here's the trick. You have 2 different ups. You have an up over here, and you have an up over here. You have to think of which up takes the whole figure into consideration. I am only talking about this box, so this is the up I need. And that up is 3. So we're going to put the 3 in. Now I have found the volume of that figure. I'm going to multiply it. 7 times 3 is 21, and 21 times 9 equals 189. Please make sure you're writing that down. I'm going to write it down over here because it didn't fit. All right, now I am doing figure B. I have my across here. It says 5. I know my back here is 7. It's the same back. Now, here's the problem. Here's my up. I don't want all that up. But right here, I have another up that is the right amount. It's 2. 5 times 7 is 35, and 35 times 2 is 70. Now I need to add both my box. And it comes up to 259. Pause this and make sure you get it. Okay, please turn your books to page 47, and we're going to talk about this figure. I'll be honest with you, I really don't like it when it is drawn with blocks, because I find those blocks are a little bit distracting. But we're going to break them apart, and I want you to draw a line right here. So please draw a line right there because it's going to be easier to do that with it drawn like that. Okay, I want you to look at this right here. It's a bunch of numbers. This is the expression for this problem, and I'm going to show you how they got that. Would you please write down volume of A equals blank times blank times blank, and volume of B equals blank times blank times blank. Okay, let's label this A, and this will be B. First, we're going to, oh, they did it the other way around. Hold on, change it, because I want to do it exactly the same way they just did it. This is going to be A, and this is going to be B. Okay, let's do B first because it's easier for me. We're going to go across all the way, and that is 3. We're going to go back all the way, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5. And now we're going to go up, but we're only going to go up to 2 levels because it's only too high for that block. So that is 2. Now we're going to look at this block. How many across is it? 3. How many back is it? 2. And how many up is it? 2. I'm not sure how they got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it shouldn't be. Oh, maybe they did it in a different figure way. Hold on one second. Because my figure would be, and I want to show you the parentheses for this. This is one figure. 3 times 2 times 2 in big parentheses plus, because we added those, 3 times 5 times 2. That's how you would write that expression. Theirs is a little different. So let me see if I split it a different way, if I can get it their way. Hold on. I'm going to split it down this way. And I'm going to count this is A. So this one all the way top and this one B. So let's see. It's 2 across. Nope. I'm going to go with, I'm going to go 2 across. No, it's 3 across. 3 across, 2 back, and 4 up. Which I agree. They shouldn't have 2 because that's the across. It really should always be the across is the first number. It will make it sense. But anyhow, obviously you can switch those around to make it 2 times 3. And then we have 3 times, how many back does it go? 1, 2, 3 times 2. That's how we got that number. So we got the same number as this one. The only difference is we have the across first. They have the back first. I don't know why. Okay, I'm going to pause this for 1 minute. I know. All right, so let's look at this problem right here. I can see parentheses and brackets. This is supposed to be a parentheses, and that is supposed to be a bracket. I can't see the difference between it, but when you put a parentheses next to another parentheses, it should be a bracket. So the first one says 2 times 3 and then times 4. That's the same as writing volume A equals 2 times 3 times 4. And this one's volume B. Volume B equals 3 times 3 times 2. Instead, we're going to group it using brackets and braces and parentheses. So when I look at this problem, it should be written like this. Whoops, hold on, that's supposed to be a brace. Because that means 2 times 3 you do first, which is 6, and then times 4 is 24. That side equals 24. When we write the expressions, we need to include our parentheses and brackets. So let's look at this one down here. We need to find 5 times 6 plus 3 times 4. We need to figure out how that equals this. I want you to take a minute right now to see if you can think how this could equal that by writing out the expressions or by labeling it. Take a minute at your seats. I'm going to pause this. You should pause it too. Okay, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to find a 5 and a 6. And when I first broke apart this, I had 5 here, I had 3 here, and I had 2 here. And we all know 5 times 3 times 2 is the same as 5 times 6. So that's where that part equals. Now I'm going to talk about the top part. That one was 3 times 2 times 2. 3 times 2 times 2, which is the same as 3 times 4. That equals that one. Okay, let's look at this bottom box right here. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to draw the line. We're all going to break the box apart the same place. We are going to break it apart right here. This is box A. This is box B. Please do that right now. Do I know what the length of A equals? No, I have to find the length of A. I need to look at the other straight across line to find out what it equals. Can you see this 4 and see this 8? I'm going to do it with a different color. Hold on. This might help. Okay. This line right here is the same as this line and that line. They are all across lines. And if you add those two together, they're the same distance across. So 4 plus 8 equals 12. Label this 12. Now I need to find this little section here. I can see over there and here, those are all up and down lines, and it tells me right here that that is 6. So I'm going to label that 6. So now I need to find the diagonal for that. So the diagonal on all of these is the same. This diagonal is the same as that diagonal, which is the same as that one, and that one. They are all 5. So I'm going to put a 5 down here. Now I can find the volume of A, which equals 12 times 5 times 6. Okay, now I'm going to look for the volume of B. I do not have this distance right here, but I have it over here. They're the same amount. So this is 3. So my volume of, oops, you can't see that. Hold on. Volume of B equals 3 in the cross. The diagonal is still 5. And the height, whoops, I forgot to put that one in. Hold on. That was supposed to be 4 as the across. Because that's the 4 right there. That 4 right there is the same as this 4 should be right here. And we do the across first. Across, back, and up. That equals 3. Now I have all my numbers I need to solve this. But they want you to write the expression. Okay, so literally do this with me, please. Put a bracket. It looks like a funky parenthesis. And we're going to put a parenthesis with 12 times 5 with the end of the parenthesis, because that's the base. And then times 6, and then the funky bracket. That's literally just writing this part over again. I'm going to run out of room, aren't I? Hold on. I'm going to cheat a little bit. If I can go right off the paper. All right. Plus, which is what we've done. Funky bracket 4 in parentheses times 5 in parentheses times 3, which you can't see, and then the bracket. If I put a piece of white paper under it, you might be able to see it better. Okay? That's how you write that expression. Now we're going to solve. I'm going to find the volume of A, which is 12 times 30. 12, whoops, I gotta clear this. Clear. 12 times 30 equals 360. And then I'm going to write for B, 4 times 5 times 3. I can do that in my head. 4 times 5 is 20, times 3 is 60. Add them both up. And equals 420. Okay, after this lesson is done, I would like you to do an exit ticket that is posted in your formative. So let me click to that one now. It looks like this. This is obviously smaller numbers that might make it easier for you. Do me a favor, on the exit ticket, I would like you to cut it across right here. So let me draw that on there. So you're going to draw the line right across here so we all have the same expressions. It does not ask you to find, oops, I don't want you to see the whole thing. All right. It doesn't ask you for the expression, it just asks you to find the total. So for this one, all you're doing is finding the total. Okay? Okay, if you are done with your exit ticket and you are still in class, not for the people who missed it because of instrument lessons today, there is a part that I posted that says, if done early. They are literally problems to practice using additive volume. Just the way we've just practiced. So that is what you're going to do today if you finish up early. And if for some reason you get this done, you can start your homework. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.